Welcome back. This is the MJ Show. I'm here with Amaal Mallik. We've spoken about how he got started off, and we kind of ended our first segment with him telling his dad that I want to get into the music industry, and he played him a song. So उसके बाद क्या हुआ?
ये गाना मैंने प्ले किया तू ही तू एंड पहले तो डैड वाज लिटिल टेकन अबैक बिकॉज उन्होंने सोचा नहीं ही आस्क्ड मी लिरिक्स किसने लिखे तो आई सेड मैंने ही लिखे ही इज लाइक 15 में इतना दर्द वेयर डू हैव इट्स लाइक हार्ट ब्रेक अभी हो गया बोला नहीं अभी तो कुछ किया ही नहीं शुरू ही नहीं हुआ नो लव स्टोरी नथिंग बट देन आई थिंक वो एक चीज़ थी which I also it might sound filmy to say this but my grandmom my dadi Sardar Malik ji's wife she is related to she's the sister of Hasrat Jaipuri ji who has written songs like Jeena Yahan Marna Hai and worked a lot with Raj Kapoor sahab so I think udhar se I have this knack of writing I write a lot of rough lyrics for my songs when I present it to the
even now
now also kyunki because I've just started out so when I was starting out as a composer I didn't have the support of all the big shires and all the biggies of the industry so गाना पास कराने के लिए you need at least decent good lyrics so luckily I have that knack कि थोड़ा बहुत लिख के गाना पास हो जाता then people come on board and rewrite some stuff so after that he was like see you want to do this you've seen my career there are lots of ups and downs and you've seen your uncle he's been around from 1977 and he's still here around 2014 but he's also seen like a complete 5 years of not having great work and then suddenly bouncing back with a film so he's like you have to be prepared कि कुछ भी हो सकता है even if you make the greatest tune there are chances that you might not have any work after that I said I'll try I'm ready I'll work hard so then he said ठीक है तो start programming and all because I want you to be a complete musician piano सीखो learn how to use the software and all so then I started assisting him I started working on some songs he was working on a few films so I was working programming for him और मेरे को एक ये thought आया that I told him that मेरे को घर से बाहर जाके सीखना है because I have seen you all my life I know what you all make what I have learned from you is maybe इतना ही I could learn अभी the experience people have like how kids today study and they go out of the country कि
to work to get more experience
लंदन में पढ़ेंगे इधर पढ़ेंगे but working within the industry with other people also से काफ़ी experience मिलता है so that's when I went on my own and I met this person called Amar Mohile who's a very big background scorer and composer he's done Sarkar and Shootout
he's the son of Anil Mohile right
yes.
I mean legendary programmer and arranger and everything
so he is and the most funny thing is that I don't have a habit of going and telling कि मैं Amaal Mallik हूँ इनका बेटा हो ये वो I don't like it like it's just not my way of introducing though you can't escape it वो तो हुई but it's just not how I introduce myself तो मैंने थोड़े जो samples बनाए थे I went and played it to Amar sir and he used to have a studio in Lokhandwala at that time and I had just gotten free from shackles of पढ़ाई तो मैं भाग गया घर छोड़ के I told him dad मैं जा रहा हूँ मेरे को स्टूडियो पसंद है I want to be there admission college let my mother handle so I went and I told him I want to learn under you कि I was always excited कि background music is fun seeing a scene and उसमें music करना and so he told me कि how old are you like abhi se you want to do background it's like gaane is like still not easy but it's a little easier job than scoring a film so he said so सीखने के लिए तो your own dad and all are there I said नहीं पर मुझे I want to learn with you so he said ठीक है come so I remember my first film which I assisted was Sarkar the first Sarkar Ramu ji's film so for me it was the best experience क्योंकि मेरे सामने ये सब म्यूजिक बना गोविंदा 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 all these scores themes सब सामने बन रहे थे so I learned how to use the softwares Logic Nuendo sub so I worked with him on that and Shootout at Lokhandwala these were two films that I was with Amar sir and after working on the background scores of these two films it was like encyclopedia हो गई scores की because these two films were nominated for film fairs and all they were like the films for क्या लोगों ने actually reviews दिया था that the background score of these films are outstanding and I was happy that I was part of such a film I got to do entry for Vivek Oberoi's scene in Shootout and all lots of things I learned there and then alongside that he also started getting into a little bit of composing and stuff so he told me I'm not doing many scores now so if you also want to work here and do your thing also and I was a lover of rock music and everything So I took on the zone of getting into a band and doing jingles. You know, jingles was something that Arman was doing. Arman was already singing for a lot of the composers for ads and stuff. So one recording, I remember I just went to pick him up, and from the studio late night tha, and one of the producers or someone met me because Arman was around 11, 12 when I was 16, 17. So I went as an elder brother, उसको लेके घर आ रहा था. तो Arman told him, introduced me and said he's my brother and he's a composer. So they were looking to do something. They were happy to meet me. I don't know why, because they were looking at a filmy
jingle. अच्छा.
So and मैं बिल्कुल I'm not filmy.
But they assume
there is
you
a
would be
tag
filmy.
because वो है अन्नू मलिक टाइप म्यूजिक बनाएंगे या डब्बू मलिक टाइप म्यूजिक बनाएंगे. So that whole zone मेरे पे छपा हुआ था कि you're like this only, this is your zone. But I was happy. I was like, ठीक है, I'll try. And so he gave me one Reliance का some jingle which was just like a viral online thing. तो I made that और मैंने दिया and they really loved it.
Okay.
So मेरे पास एक ही jingle था. And I had started programming songs for, you know, my dad and other music directors, and I moved on from Amar Mohile to Salim Suleiman and Sandeep Chauta.
Nice.
So I was working on scores with them, doing songs with them.
Nice.
So I had a repertoire of 30-40 songs to show advertising guys, but I had no jingles. I had only one jingle. So what I started doing is, this is also a very funny story, my one friend used to be an assistant director at some production, so he gave me the number 4-5 who were the big wigs of the industry. There was Prahlad Kakkar, there was Kailash Surendranath sir, and lots of people. So I saw all their work and there was no way to approach them, because when I used to go and meet them, they used to say, play us your work, and I used to have only one jingle, which I had done. So what I did was कि I took all these directors का ads, downloaded it from YouTube, and made my own music on that.
Nice.
And I sent it back to them.
Okay.
And I sent it back saying that this is my
interpretation
of your ad.
Yeah.
Like this is what I would make. So काफी लोगों से reply नहीं आया, but some people who really liked it and they felt कि किसी ने मेहनत की, you know, बैठा है, download किया, tracks बना के दिया. So that's when I think Kailash Surendranath sir, he's the one who's been very instrumental in me making it this far in ads, because he is a legend in his right. He's done 25 years of advertising, 30 years. So he gave me a chance. I met him at 17 and मेरे को phone आया 2 साल बाद at 18, 19 that we want something for Amul. So Kailash Surendranath sir was someone I met with my work. And मैंने उनको बोला that I have done songs for films and I can do all this, you know, hip hop, bhangra, all this kind of stuff. I was an enthusiastic young person, and he said, okay, leave your work and I'll see what I can do. So I met him at 17 and I got a call from his office at 2 years back, at 19. When I was 19 years old, I got a call saying कि Kailash sir wants you to meet him for some jingle we have in mind. And I went to his office and it was an advertisement for Amul.
Oh wow.
And they wanted, and he had heard some nice Punjabi Bhangra track mixed with hip hop I had done. So their brief from the clients and agencies, they want something cool and in that zone.
Right.
So I was like, you know, 19 years के age पे, they were really confused कि यानी ये young boy can do a jingle, कर पाएगा नहीं कर पाया. They have always worked with stalwarts.
With the senior guys in the industry.
तो वो एक fear था उन लोग के mind में. Even I was scared because it is my first big jingle and Amul is a very big brand.
Yeah, and they make some of the most iconic jingles and ads
and
in the industry.
These guys who put up all those posters, वो जो आते रहते हैं Amul के, Rahul Dakuna, he's the one who does all this. So he was there was Kailash Surendranath, there was people from Amul, and I was like sitting there and making music in front of them. So I was very like, पता नहीं क्या होने वाला है. But I made a jingle and by evening, I remember Suzanne de Mello, the singer, she had sung this jingle for me and they loved it. And I was like, really, you like it? I was also not convinced. I was like, you like this? And they're like, yeah, it works. We need this only. Yahi chahiye tha.
Arey wah.
So what happened is that after this jingle got passed and it started playing everywhere, and you know, it got a lot of reach. It used to play in between.
What was it called? What was
it? It was Amul Lassi, the Tetra pack which came out, the Amul Lassi, rose flavor, and it sold out like crazy when it came out.
Nice.
So for me also it was a good thing कि वो brand became really huge. It was the first time Amul was coming with a sweet lassi and everything. So my jingle was Amul Lassi, Amul Masti. These were the two products they were selling. So he, didn't let go of me after one jingle. He worked with me on 25 ads.
Wow. Okay.
Which was really big for me because I used to think, I used to keep getting calls from the office कि ये भी है, ये भी है, ये भी, and he was doing work for Nigerian ads, American ads. He was doing a lot of stuff, and everywhere he started entrusting me कि try, you do.
Nice.
So I also gained confidence. I finished 30 ads with one person only.
Wow.
So when that happened, other people who started noticing that Kailash only is working with Amaal, and then they started calling me for some work. And then there were production houses like Little Lamb and Chrome Pictures and lots of these. Then Uzair Khan.
So you've done a lot of jingles.
Yeah, lots of
so to say. So approximately अभी तक कितने हो गए होंगे jingles? How many have you made so far?
100 हो गया है.
100 हो गया.
Century हो गई.
Century हो गई. So let's end this segment with any one jingle that you really enjoyed making. Let me hear you play it here. I mean, we never get to, when we see an ad, we never get to see the person making the jingle or the person singing the jingle. Let's see it right now.
This was a jingle which I composed for Supertech. It was a brand, and the best thing at that time was they were making it for mothers, and Mother's Day का एक full campaign था.
Okay.
And my biggest victory for this jingle was कि जब मैंने इसे compose किया, my mom heard it and she cried.
Oh wow.
So मेरे लिए that was like अब तो पास हो ही जाएगा. अगर ये रो रहे हैं तो agency और client का I don't have any tension.
Correct.
Because I have at least one a mother. She is like my. नहीं तो she is a non-musical person at all. But when she heard the jingle, she really loved it.
Nice.
So this was that tribute to the mothers which we had done.
Lovely. Let's hear it.
तुम मेरी दुनिया सजाती हो, घर को घर बनाती हो, तुम मेरी दुनिया सजाती हो, घर को घर बनाती हो, कभी नखरे उठाती हो, हौसला बढ़ाती हो, हर पल को स्पेशल बनाती हो, तुम घर को घर बनाती हो.
Very, very cool. And we're going to talk a lot more with Amaal, and that's going to happen after a very short break. Don't go anywhere.